वाहेगुरु 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 वाहेगुरु. So Manpreet, I'm just going to ask you some questions about symbology that we as Sikhs find in our everyday lives, I imagine. For example, let me start with the first symbolic thing that I see, your name, Manpreet Kaur. And in Sikhi, we're taught to use Kaur and Singh rather than our family names. And that's symbolic. For you, what does it symbolize, Kaur? And, why is it that you prefer to be called Manpreet Kaur rather than Manpreet and your family name, as it were? What does that symbolize for you?
Oh, it really does symbolize a lot, even though I haven't put in so much effort into like thinking I should name myself this, but I guess it really tells us that we are Sikh at heart. We are, a part of a entire bigger thing, a bigger universe, I can say. And when we put those small things, your last name and all, it's like, okay, now we are being very brought into those watertight compartments. You're of this certain level, you're of this strata, you're of this class, like we have many compartments in the caste system as well. So I feel by doing this, we're liberating our own self. It feels like you're connected to the higher power. And that is like when Guru Gobind Singh, when you hear about him, Khalsa Sthapit kiya unhone. So it's like we're part of that Khalsa Panth. It feels, it makes you feel so proud, rather than working on the lineage and which sort of caste you have come from. So that is the basic reason why even I stopped using my caste a lot of years back. My core, the core word, exactly. And in fact, it means princess. So obviously you feel so pampered just by adding that small word with that. So that is what I.
Yeah, and yeah, so it's very symbolic of like equalizing everyone, isn't it? Because before this, like based on our caste, some people thought they were superior to others, and when we choose to name ourselves Kaur, it's as though we're accepting that we are equals.
We're one. We are all one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just that in the Western world, it can become problematic when here the system is very different. And if I call myself Kaur and my father's name is Singh, and it's like, it doesn't make sense to some people. And this is why sometimes you find women adopting their father's name, which is Singh, because it makes more sense. And things are changing slowly because people are beginning to cotton on to what Singh and Kaur symbolizes. But it can be, I suppose it's a lot easier in India to call ourselves Kaur and Singh there compared with in the Western world. Well, let me talk about the symbology of the Gurmukhi script now, because when, Gurmukhi, in parallel to Urdu, Farsi, Hindi, why do you think that it was like, why do you think Gurmukhi was created as a script for scribing our Gurbani rather than choosing one of the scripts that already existed? What did it symbolize to use Gurmukhi instead?
Worse with.
I'm sorry, Manpreet, I can't hear you.
That. No.
Yeah, so let me ask you the question again. So it's about the Gurmukhi script. So what does it symbolize? Using Gurmukhi rather than Hindi or Farsi or Urdu, or any of the other scripts that were commonly available at that time. Why did we choose a different script? What did it symbolize?
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. Am I audible now? I hope so. Okay. What I feel is, even though I don't know much about the history, but at that point of time, many people, what I feel, were trying to monopolize the society. And, one person is saying, believe in, Islam, believe in this religion, believe in that religion, believe in our culture, what spiritual practices we are using. So somehow I feel like Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he came here, he always chose a different path, and he was trying to unite humanity by actually creating something which everyone can follow, what I feel from his teachings. So he was like, you don't have to be from Islam, you don't have to be from Hinduism. You can be anyone, but you can also take these teachings up in your life. You can start using them. So what I feel is that is the reason he might have actually, started Gurmukhi from there, basically, so that anyone and everyone can start using this language as well as learn the teachings from there.
Yeah, and I suppose maybe it symbolizes a unique identity, that it was different to what already existed,
Right.
unique. And also I've read somewhere that there was a lot of elitism associated with Hindi and Farsi and Urdu, like only highly educated people used those languages. And this was, Gurmukhi was for the ordinary people, for the masses, wasn't it?
Right.
So
Just
again,
another, I guess it's just another way of saying the exact same thing. What I'm trying to portray. Seriously, he was trying to create something for everyone, so that it's not like only the people from a certain religion or caste or creed can learn these things. So that is what I feel.
Right, that it wasn't simply, Gurmukhi wasn't only for the elite, for the highly educated, it was for everyone.
Right.
Then let's talk about like the visible insignia, like the gada. I'm wearing a gada. I suppose you're wearing a gada as well, right? Yes. So what does gada symbolize?
Definitely, firstly, it actually symbolizes you're sick. Everybody knows if you're sick, you must be wearing a kada. Whether it's a small child who's just young and born, or a 100-year-old sick. So that is the thing which really is associated with Sikhism, and especially when we are told about the 5 kakars, that is, agar aap amrit chakte hain, for that reason as well. And it is a sort of like a protection, or a sense of giving you strength. Something I feel, it's an anchor. It brings about what, as a common man, I'm talking nothing, I don't know too much about all of this, but what I can say is it really anchors you to the religion, that you are associated with this, and with these teachings, and you have the power inside of you. So this is what it symbolizes for me.
Yeah, and I suppose again it's to do with identity again. If people see us wearing the gada, we identify as being Sikhs.
Yeah.
We want people to know that we're Sikh, so it's symbolic of our identity. And also the fact that it's made of steel, again, it's to do with that it's for everyone. A gada is available for everyone. It's not just for those who can afford to buy gold, for example. Because in the, like, for some people, I know that they do wear gold gada as well nowadays, but
After marriage, especially.
yes, that's right. And but I suppose the spirit of it is meant to be in the steel one, the one that is affordable to everybody.
In fact, what I've heard is they say even if you're wearing a gold kada, it is mandatory to wear the steel one. The gold one is sort of taken as an ornament, and but the steel one is the one that actually fuses us with Sikhism, the symbolic. So that is what I've heard and what I feel as well.
Yeah, and again, it's the circle, isn't it? So it's a circle which symbolizes unity, perhaps, that we're all interconnected. It's all a circle.
That is really a beautiful way of seeing it, and in fact, that's the beauty of it. When you talk to other people related to these things, you obviously get 2 cents more about the whole the thing we're talking about, the symbolic. So it's wonderful to know these things. And yes, I guess so, the circle is like we are all connected.
And then I always wear, well, most of the time I wear a khanda. And so the khanda, what does that symbolize for you? For me, I wear it because it feels like, if I'm going for a job interview, for example, or something important like that, I I wear the khanda because it makes me feel blessed.
Yeah.
It's a bit like a good luck. It makes me feel that, it makes me have more confidence, I suppose. That's what it symbolizes for me. It's confidence and self-belief. What does it symbolize for you?
It's really something so deep. You know, whenever I see that khanda, even if I'm wearing it or not, usually I think every Sikh has one. So when I see it, it's that deep connection. I don't know. I always feel that connection with, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and the way he actually started this Khalsa Panth ka jo sajna ki hai unhone, and that beauty, especially after, I don't know, in the 21st century, the people who have seen Char Sahibzade movie, especially, I think that's a wonderful movie which has really told the people, reminded them who had forgotten the sacrifices which were made to actually start this religion. And the way it was made was so selfless, not thinking about yourself, not thinking about your family, nothing, just for humanity. And that is, I think, that it is really symbolic of that oneness which we have with everyone.
Yeah, and I
So
suppose altruism as well. Altruism, being selfless, being always thinking about the other as opposed to ourselves. Doing.
that is the beauty of it, right?
Mhm. Yeah. What about the bug then? What do you think the bug symbolizes?
Sorry,
The
you're
bug,
not.
the turban. What do you think the turban
Bug.
symbolizes? Yeah, the bug. Yeah.
Yes, again, being a Sardar, it gives you such a beautiful identity. Every male who is a Sikh actually looks like a Sardar, that Sardar, I mean to say, literally the head of that place. So that sort of feeling you get when you see that pug. And again, I think it weaves our culture together. When a man is wearing that, or even when women, who wear that. जब अमृत छकते हैं, and they also put it. So again, that really, I don't know, it's such a spiritual concept, and talking about me even gives me goosebumps, because I guess we take these things for granted. That's the way these things are happening since so many years. But when you look into the depth of it, how much we have been given, it's like a grace from God. And yes, the pug is such a beautiful thing when you look at it, and it again reminds you of your heritage.
Mhm. I've heard some people referring to their bug. I heard, I think it might have been in social media. I heard somebody refer to their bug as their crown. She said, she wears her bug because it's her crown. And I
Right.
suppose it does make you feel kind of larger than life wearing a bug, doesn't it?
Definitely, definitely. It makes you look like it as well as feel like it.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, what about the langar then? What does the langar symbolize for you? Both giving and receiving langar. We're taught from an early age that it's important to do seva and to offer langar to others, and also it's important to eat langar as well. Because I think when we go to the gurdwara and we go away without having some langar, it can seem a little bit rude. That you haven't stayed behind to have some langar. So why is it important to both offer and also to accept, to receive langar?
See, first I'll talk about receiving, because it brings a lot of humility. You're sitting there on the floor with hundreds of people, no matter what caste, creed, religion, race, whatever it may be. That really grounds. It teaches you, yes, you all are. Don't think you might be superior. Don't be inferior. Everybody is one. So that really is very important, and it eventually, obviously, it brings in that feeling of brotherhood, which Guru Nanak Dev Ji was striving for, I guess, when he started it all off. So that brings the unity, the feeling of brotherhood. Everyone is one. And obviously, when you're serving langar, you actually feel that divine feeling inside of you, that you are actually able to do something for the other person who has the divine in them as well. So
Yeah.
everyone is a manifestation of the same God. And when you are actually able to do something for someone, it gives you so much, feeling of gratitude inside of you, like you're actually able to contribute in some way.
Yeah, simply, even if it's simply giving them a glass of water, pouring some water for somebody, and they're grateful because you've offered them a glass of water. So that it symbolizes both contribution and also gratitude, doesn't it?
It is about that. And the main thing is, another very important thing is, like in the langar, you cannot even leave a single bite behind. You have to finish it all before you give your thalis over there for cleaning. So it actually reminds us, be thankful for the food you're getting. There are millions of people
Take
who
what
see
you need.
hungry.
Yeah, and also only to take what you need, right? Because you shouldn't take more than you need and
More
then
than what,
waste half of it. Yeah.
right. So that is also a wonderful part of it.
Yeah. So what about the Nishan Sahib then? What does the Nishan Sahib symbolize for you?
I guess as a word goes, it's a nishan. It's a nishani that there is a Gurdwara Sahib near you and you're protected. If you want to go there, you'll get the food, you'll get a place to stay. You'll be able to connect with God. You're safe. That is what I think. The feeling we get when we see a nishan Sahib anywhere. So that is I think that was the reason, firstly, why it was actually created. So that's the exact reason.
Yes. So it's about like it symbolizes the sanctuary, right? That this place is a sanctuary, and you will be welcomed in this place. You will be accommodated and fed at the very least. So, okay, wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Manpreet. I really enjoyed my conversation with you.
Same here. Same here.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.